I hate armchairing. Alright, so I'm revisiting this in particular in order to, because I just got a comment on a video saying that I shouldn't invest in a divine weapon because it does less damage than regular. And apparently the person doesn't realize that, fun is a factor. So I'm gonna go fight the Capper Demon. Gonna open up the, depths, and, man, I have such a hard time saying that word, but thanks to, you know. I mean, the funny thing about that person saying that is like, oh no, you lose a bunch of damage. It's like, but I'm still one-hitting things and bypassing shields. So, what's your point? We play game to have fun. We don't play game to be, like, min-max BS shit. I just find it really funny when people try to tell you how to play a game. And it's like, brother, do you not realize I have played this game so much that I don't give a fuck. I'm playing a game to have fun, not to min-max and be all like, oh, I can do this, this, and this. It's like, no. I'm here to have fun. I shouldn't have, but I did reply to the guy telling him that, like, because of the way I built my character, I wasn't gonna do a regular sword. Especially because Zweihander scaling is kind of low compared to other big swords. But yeah, a lot of the problem I have with people who armchair in Dark Souls is the fact that, it's not necessary. Like, if you're on a fresh game, you don't need to be min-maxing that much. Like, sure, you should be playing towards your build, but at the same time, like, you can get away with doing certain things and just people still whine about you min-maxing, and it's like, you're talking about stuff that only matters in, like, New Game Plus 3. So yeah, generally those kinds of people I don't engage with. I really shouldn't engage with them. But for some reason I felt like answering this one. And I really shouldn't have. But yeah, I'm gonna plow through, get the large ember, and then just get out and go to Andre. Yeah, it still staggers him. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Which is why they added the dogs to make it bullshit. I don't know, but there we go. Knife. Ah ha ha ha. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. There we go, large ember. Now we go. Bone out. Okie dokie. Let's bring this ember to Andre and see what we can get out of it. Sup?
I got one.
Yes. Take it.
My.
Take it. Okie dokie. Oh, I don't have enough large titanite shards. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okie dokie. I had to skip a little bit. It was remarkably painless, the grind that I had to do. But now, we have our swords. Now, just to show, the base stats right there. The Divine Zweihander is base stat 604 for me. And the plus 15 one is 525. Now, that is not everything, by the way. Because that 604 is between physical damage and magic damage. What we're going to see, and of course I'm mid-rolling because it's two Zweihanders, but I'm going to see just how much of a damage difference this is. Okay, so that's Divine, two-hand overhead. And that's plus 15, two-hand overhead. The actual damage difference is only about 30 damage. And that's, of course, against, just regular hollow soldiers. Now, comparatively speaking, sure, that's more damage, but that is a very minimal amount of extra damage in exchange for lacking the extra viability of a divine weapon, which is magic damage, the divine modifier, things like that. And he died in one hit. Okay, I can't really tell. Hey, I got a trident! How about that? Okay. Okay, that's 580. And now let's use the divine one against one of these guys downstairs. 576. So generally, the damage difference between the two is basically minimal. But that's because of the way I have my stats. So it is perfectly fine for me to have the Divine Zweihander because the actual damage drop-off is minimal, especially if I'm going to invest a bit more in faith on this build, if I ever played it again, honestly. I don't know I will, other than just pissing around. But that damage is it's a very minimal difference in damage. I'm going to load up someone else, because I don't remember what stats I gave him. Oh, it is generally the same stats. Okay, never mind, I can't do anything with that. So yeah, usually whenever I play the game, I don't exactly have... Yeah, this is a character I messed around with and got a bunch of extra stuff. But generally, I will have, like, a normal damage weapon, like the Black Knight Sword, which I almost always get on every playthrough I have of this game. And then I have the Divine option for other things. And then I'll have Quelaag's Fury Sword, just because I love using that weapon, for a Chaos weapon. The Divine weapon path is not a bad path. It also doesn't have that much damage drop-off, depending on your stats. Anytime you want to complain about why are you using Infusion, there's not as much damage being done, that's all dependent on your stats and your scaling. Like how much your stats are scaling. So, my strength on this character is 33. What's the Divine Zweihander going to get out of it? Even at base, it's not going to get that much out of it. If I was investing strength to like 50 and then not bothering in anything else, sure. But, because I'm investing very differently on this character, you're not going to get much out of that. You might as well go ahead and put an Infusion on there in order to do a different kind of damage. I don't know why I did that. I must have just done that for the hell of it. But yeah, regular Ascension is not the end-all answer to the best weapon for your build. The best weapon for your build is going to be based on what stats you want to plan out for. You know, just wanted to do this, show off a little bit of clarification of why, you know, this one particular comment person was like, you should make your Zweihander normal, you're losing damage, and it's like, how much am I losing? And the answer is, not enough to care. In fact, let's go show it off on Skelly's. Bosh! Okay, 527, 568. It's still the same spread, generally. That damage difference does not matter, by the way. The most you will get out of a 40 damage difference is that on a boss, you take one less attack, which, as things stand, is generally not worth it. And having the Divine Effect just kind of helps balance that out. That's what I'm going for here. Now, does this mean I think you should never have a plus 15 weapon? No. Because, like I said, scaling. If you are playing a character that's investing purely in strength, then plus 15 is for you. And then you can have like a divine weapon on the side in order to deal with skeletons so they don't revive. But it's all dependent on your stats. All of it. And there's the Black Knight Sword that I finally got. New Game Plus. It's just like, you know, with the Fury Sword. Technically, I shouldn't even be using this weapon because it scales off dex and I didn't level up dex. But at the same time, it being a chaos weapon, I mean, you can make use with that. So yeah, just dropping a little bit of that in there. And just further proof that when you're on a regular playthrough of this game, min-maxing is unnecessary. Min-maxing in Dark Souls is very unnecessary, unless you're starting to get into New Game Plus, like New Game Plus 2 and things like that, where maybe you would get an edge. But honestly, if you're just doing your first playthrough, it doesn't matter. Like, invest in the damage stats you want to invest in, and then play the damn game. But yeah, that's all I wanted to do with this, to just quickly show off why all the armchairing is kind of pointless, because, well, it's not that much of a difference of damage, especially if your stats are geared towards one thing and not the other. So infuse to your heart's content.